it's like anything else, right? Awareness transforms into consciousness. So every time we discovered, became aware of a new planet, that planet took on a more active role in affecting us, right? That's how energy works. When you're aware of something, all of a sudden you start transforming it and you become more aware of the energy, and it has a greater effect on you, but also means that you're advancing and you're actually, learning and expanding more. So the discovery of planets is very intertwined with our evolution, because as we become aware of more planets and asteroids and things like that, the consciousness expands, which means the effect of those celestial bodies now has a greater effect on evolution. So it's fascinating, kind of an art form, as we look through history and how the discovery of new planets has brought in an expansion of consciousness in some way. So the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, those have been around for a long time. Jupiter and Saturn were the next to be discovered. And, that also created a huge boom in the consciousness. So the planets that I'm interested in very much right now is the outer planets, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. Pluto has been demoted to a dwarf planet, which I'm going to talk about because it's also very interesting. So we call those the outer planets because the art of astrology and how astrologers have learned and kind of interpreted how a celestial body interacts with us. Because remember, ego always kind of puts its own spin on things. So I feel, of course, that the planets have a lot of gifts and energy, uniqueness to offer us that we may not even know about, right? Because we've kind of been locked into like, okay, Mercury's the planet of communication, and there's probably a million other things that planet actually provides to us or we can work with, but we're always discovering it. We have to kind of go with it, and I think the art of astrology is going to start transforming into actually tapping in with the planet itself and actually developing a connection with those celestial bodies. And then that will be a future like form of the art of it. But the outer planets are interesting because as an astrologer, and I think most astrologers would agree, is when we look at the birth charts, we typically focus on the inner planets because they have the most direct effect on us personally, on us as an individual soul. And the outer planets have a lot more, right, broader effects. And I also feel that we are going to start transitioning from focusing so much on the inner planets, because of course they have an effect. They create a lot of our personal, individualized, unique blueprint. But starting to expand into realizing that we are all one, and as we all do rise in consciousness and we become more interconnected, I feel those outer planets are actually going to be more important because it's going to show us the different ebbs and flows that are going to affect us as a whole rather than just individually, because we all are one and we're going to come more into that oneness. So I think the outer planets have a lot to share with us that we are not aware of just yet. So I'm kind of diving into